I'm out. Out of confinement. I went to the barn today. I had a big day planned today. There was a list of horses I wanted to go with to make sure that they were all right. After Wednesday, we had some horses, as I said, made a few mistakes, made a few little breaks. Track was a little icy, and the track's great right now. It's -3. It's going to be cold tomorrow. Going to be a little stiff, little stiff in the morning, but and cold in the morning, but warming up as the day goes on under the sun. Depending on how much wind we have, it could be a really, really good day. But all in all, it'll be a great day for me out and about. So today, who did I go with today? Amy went to Mohawk with James and trained 5. Amy trained in the race bike today at Mohawk with James and Jimmy Gillespie. 2-5 with Aglaire AM, Braemar, and I believe James's horse went 2-5, and then they trained War We Welcome, who's racing Monday. I had said to James was worried about training her hard. I said, we want her sharp for Monday. Things are starting to feel better, right? Yes was a winner at Yonkers, back to his old stomping ground at Yonkers. I talked to Herb after the race. He said he came out of the race great, looked great. He was happy with him. Cavill Hanover is in to go at the Poconos very soon. I saw this week coming. Cavill Hanover is in to go at the Poconos. What else do we have? Won My Heart Hanover. Jessica B. I thought she should have won the race, but that's the first time she's been on the front with that kind of speed. I don't want to keep making excuses. She doesn't look like she wants to destroy everybody, but at the same time, very useful horse. Second in 57-1. Much faster than the other division. And Philly Fringes, who I don't ever remember her making a break. Training, racing, schooling, qualifying, never have I seen this filly make a break, and she made one yesterday behind the gate. Now, I know Dave Pallone the week before said she was a little flat, a little blah, and I had said to Tim maybe put a running hood on her instead of the closed bridle, and Aaron said she just got a little jostled at the gate and made a break in behind the gate. I don't really know how to quantify that. I didn't ever see her ever do anything like that, but that would have been the first time ever with a hood with cups. She did pop a pretty significant quarter crack right hind last week. Did that play a role? Tim said she warmed up good. She seems sound, so I'm going to say no, but who knows? We had raced some horses on Tuesday, right? Off-Road Hanover, I talked with him. It didn't impress me at all, but at the same time, useful horse. And then Fox Valley Britska bore out at the wire. Looked like he pulled up, and I've seen Fox Valley Britsko do a lot of bad things in his life. Remember how bad he was training down as a baby, jumping around and leaping and being ignorant? I'd never seen him do anything like that. The vet looked him over the next day, said a little heat in the left knee, but he thought he flipped his palate. And remember what I told you, I found that very hard. That explanation was hard for me to stomach, that he had redness and bruising in the palate area. That would mean that he shut his air off. So he theoretically, he could have fought through that shortness of air. Think about wrestling with somebody and they shut your air off. I mean, it's for anybody that's ever been knocked out like that, it's not easy. You'll see horses shut their air right off and fall down sometimes in a race. You'll see horses plummet through the field and they're like, oh yeah, the horse flipped his palate. To see a horse fight through it, I don't want to make too much of it. I don't want to make it out like he's a warrior, but he clearly, there's signs of him shutting his air off. So he may have run out of air. So that's not something, it can happen from time to time. If you do watch the race, I mean, it does jive with what I saw in the race. 2 or 3 times in the mile, Aaron had ran up on top of the guy in front of him and had to grab him quick. He could have shut his air off. I just find it so hard to believe that, he shut his air off, raced, and then at the wire, ran out of air. You'll see horses do that. They'll veer one way or the other, as they're running out of air. So, regardless, if nothing else, I would say that's a highly, and I use this term a lot, anomalous, a rare occurrence for Fox Valley Britska. I don't think you'll see a repeat of that type of performance again with him. I have been and continue to be happy with the way he's come back. No, we did not pay him into the Hambletonian or the Breeders' Crown. I don't think he'll get an invite to the Elite Lop. But nice little horse nonetheless. I like Fox Valley Britska. I think everybody can agree he's sitting on a win. And a minor little tweaking, and I'm sure he'll be fine. Those horses did not get in this coming Tuesday. They are re-entered for Wednesday. Sheet's probably out soon, but hopefully one or both of them will get in this week. I guess factoring in the redness in his palate and the knee getting injected, probably Fox Valley Britska could miss next week. Off-Road Hanover could race. We'll see how that shakes out. And then last night, Oso Pine, somebody said, well, he's not as good on the front. He really should have won. Hold on. Pump your brakes. He raced at the Meadows coming off 3 piss poor lines. Excuse my French. Coming off 3 bad lines. And then, and you're right, his forte wouldn't be the front end, but nevertheless, that isn't why he get beat. The day that Jason went to race him at Flamborough last week, so we trained him. He just wanted to set the hobbles for Flamborough, so we trained him in the race bike, but it was muddy, so we only went a quarter of a mile just to make sure the hobbles felt right. He had been 1 mile and 35 the day before he raced, because the track was hard. We're dealing with weather this time of year. The track was really hard, and I said to James, I would rather Oso Pine be comfortable than train him on a hard track. So we didn't train him on Tuesday. We opted to train him on Wednesday, the day before he raced, a slow 1 mile and 35. Now, there might be some horsemen out there saying, well, why would anybody ever do that? We've done that plenty times. I thought Oso Pine raced good, but you could tell he was a couple feet short of winning last night. You could see that he didn't give up. He didn't walk. Just ran out of steam just at the wire. And the other horse that beat him's no slouch, but I'd like to run that back in 7 days and see how we make out. I had said to James, from what I saw, if you slow it down, looks like he touched his knee a couple of times late in the mile. Take those bell boots off, because they're catching on the knee boot. Now, for those of you out there that are trainers or drivers, you know what I'm talking about. You have bell boots and knee boots. As a driver, one of the most dreaded things, I hated driving horses that wore bell boots and knee boots, because if they're going to touch their knee, that bell boot is going to rub on that knee boot, and you're going to see them catch once in a while. You could see it, I think, in the very latest stages of the races. Looks like he just put a couple little steps in. Looked like he might have caught that knee boot. So let his hobbles out 1 hole. That's just 1 hole for this week. We're going to let his hobbles out coming out and take the bell boots off him. I think that Oso Pine has got a lot more steam in him. This is a horse that I won with, 6 starts ago in 54 at the Meadows. He should be able to ascend the classes quite a bit back to yes. Hopefully he ascends the classes also. Good mile from him the other night for a horse that hadn't raced in almost 1 month. So really impressed with both those horses this week. Excited to see Cavill Hanover coming out. White Tiger is going to train tomorrow. I'll train him 1.5 miles at Tamiko. I'll let him cruise the last half and see how he feels. You'll likely see or hear about him schooling next week if they have schoolers later on in the week. Thursday qualifiers. If not, I'll take him to Mohawk and go 1 mile in 2 minutes next Friday, and then we'll probably race him shortly thereafter. I know a lot of people are asking, where's White Tiger? Be another week, maybe 10 days before he's ready to rock. So what did I do today? I went with, I felt bad the other day. You guys, maybe a couple of people had emailed me that was on that short list. So I'd sent the email out to about 10 or 11 people, maybe not even that many, before I went to bed, explaining that we had opportunities available on 3 horses in particular. There were some shares available on Miss Mildred, couple, 3, 4, something like that, Duke Dio, and then Massive Profit. 3 horses I thought looked incredible up until now, and somebody had sent me an email back, said, Anthony, I can buy shares of the 2 Colts lower than you're offering, which made me feel like a jerk, but I never ever go on the private market. Now, I felt bad afterwards because I did figure out how to get on the private market last night, and I went and looked. All the shares are bumped up on those 2 horses are gone, so I felt like a tool. Did what I say impact the private market? I got to be careful what I say. So nevertheless, the shares are not available anymore for that, for those 2 horses. I do think Duke Dio and Massive Profit are going to be nice horses for us by all indications, using the same measuring stick I use on everybody right now at the stable. Those 2 horses in particular, I mean, I'm not going to say those are our 2 best horses. No, but they're 2 really nice, useful horses, and I wanted to go with them today just to see how they were. Duke Dio made a break on Wednesday, and Massive Profit seems so-so. So I wanted to go with I didn't have myself down to go with Massive Profit tomorrow. I went in and changed it. I do want to go with him tomorrow. I thought he looked really good today. And Duke Dio felt really, really good. Also, I noticed they chopped all the toes off. He's still got smaller feet than I like. He doesn't seem super comfortable on them. I think that's the biggest reason he made a break on Wednesday. So I wanted to go with him too to make sure things were all right. I had made a promise to everybody. Said I'm going to go with Mischievous Rose from now on. Jesus, I went with her on Wednesday in the mud, and she felt so good. I'm like, I originally put myself down to drive her, and I'm like, geez, I just got so many horses to go with, and this filly's doing everything so good. I kind of broke my promise, I guess. I said I would go with her, and then I took myself off her simply because she went so good on Wednesday. It just seemed like, it was unneeded, right? It was unnecessary. So, a little overkill. So, Johnny's back down to drive Mischievous Rose, I believe, tomorrow. Of Tom, got away on Amy. She was acting up on Wednesday. I jogged her today. She's a sweetheart today. Who else did I go with today? I went with Duke Dio. I went with Massive Profit. Oh, I went with Unbeatable Kemp. He was bad on Wednesday. He was acting up and didn't want to do his work at all. 2.5 weeks off, right? All these horses are going to react differently. Now, I want to believe the ones that come out swinging after 2.5 weeks off, they're dialed in. They got their head on straight. But that doesn't mean the other ones aren't. They're just babies, right? So I went a quarter of a mile with Unbeatable Kemp, like racehorse speed today. He felt fantastic. Amy's back up on him tomorrow. She was looking to take herself off. She said, "No, you go with him." And I said, "No, honey, he feels great. The horse, you go with him tomorrow." So let me see. I know I had it here who I was going with. You know what? I don't have internet on this, so I don't have a SIM card on this phone, which I shouldn't be looking at when I'm driving anyway. But I don't have a SIM card in this phone, so if there's no internet readily available, I can't look at the sets, and I don't see them. Maybe right there. Nope. So I can't think of who I'm going with tomorrow. There's 9 sets. We do have some 3-year-olds going. Only 5. Those are 5 that are going in the 218 speed. So we have, who do I got? 2 for Kevin, 3 for Kevin, 2 for Harry. Better's Hope is going tomorrow. Cyrus Blue Chip going tomorrow. Adrenaline Rush going tomorrow. Harry had Sweet Ambitions going tomorrow. And Brilliant Corners. Now, why didn't he put No Free Lunch in? I don't know. Not sure. Maybe he's planning on taking a Mohawk this week. So I wanted to go around 18 or 20. Maybe he's gone less or more than that with those horses. I didn't want... now, I had said to James, Northern Blizzard had been in 22. He could theoretically win with these horses, and I will catch up with James in the next hour or so and ask him, hey, do you want Northern Blizzard in this crew? If so, fine, you can go with him. I forget who I was down to go with in that crew. Brilliant Corners, Harry asked me to go with tomorrow. So... Kevin's crew, Kevin, Kenny Sestonic, and Chris Rogers are going with Kevin's 3, and then James and I are going with Harry's 2. So Harry's taking some horses over to the track tomorrow also. We have Captain's Maid. No, she trained today. Who's he got going over? Tipsy and Dixie, I believe he said. Maybe No Free Lunch was the other one. Maybe that's why he's not going with him tomorrow. So 5 3-year-olds, 9 sets in total coming out. We're going to start around 8:15. We could start earlier or later. 9 sets, you'd like to start at 8 because we're not going to get on the track, or at least turn to go a mile by 10 after. But the track is going to be hard tomorrow. It is going to be cold tomorrow. So maybe starting at 8:15 makes more sense. I guess we're looking at an 8:15 post time for tomorrow. For the drone, it's coming at you tomorrow from Tomiko Training Center. 45 babies are going. So I opted not to go with Miss Mildred. I'm going to give her another week and get the corks off of her. I could have went with her, but I decided not to. And Hill of Magic's just going to start her jogging next week. She's still walking. So Miss Mildred was a week ahead of her. She did jog this week, but is not trained in 3 weeks. It might make more sense to wait another week with her, especially since we had that OCD taken out of her hock. Let's just give her another week. So no Hill of Magic and no Miss Mildred tomorrow, but everybody else is on the list and ready to go. 9 sets coming at you tomorrow. 8 baby sets, 1 3-year-old set, and it all starts at 8:15. So that's it. That's all going on today. I'm super pumped. I'm free. I'm out. I'm on the go. I'm going to get my hair cut is where I'm going. I'm not even going to show you my hair. It looks terrible. I'm caught dead with this hair. Going to get my hair cut right now, and then I guess that's it for the day. So, oh no, it's not. We have 2 horses racing today. Miss Brampton Beast is racing, and Broadway Roll is racing. I wouldn't say they're the top of the heap, but still, 2 horses. I know Broadway Roll is picked to win, and I'm eagerly awaiting Miss Brampton Beast. This is a filly that I don't think she's a killer, but she has not done herself justice at the Meadows thus far, and I'm expecting better things from her today. So that's it. That's your Friday. I know the videos are coming tomorrow. I have so much to talk about tomorrow. After the sets, I want to talk about the groups. I want to grade the horses. You'll have a top 10 list. You'll have videos coming out your butt on Monday. But for today, it's Friday. I'm going to give you a Friday update. Drone coming tomorrow. 9 sets. See you at 8:15.